Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are doing the Shiny Secrets review for the 25th of June 2022. I don't think there's much else to say again other than it is double blood points, sorry. So make sure you are playing if you want to, get on top of that. But without further ado, we're going to get started. First of all, we have Auto Didact, which is a add-on perk. And this one is a perk that I love and I hate. I'll explain why. Basically, you start the trial with a minus 25% progress penalty for skill checks to heal survivors. But for every successful skill check while you heal a survivor, you receive a token, up to 5 tokens, and each token grants you a 50% progress bonus, and great skill checks cannot be performed while using Autodidact. It sounds confusing, but basically at the start of the match, when you heal people and you hit skill checks, it will go really slow. I think it goes backwards. But then once you get to 3 tokens, it will, from then on, every time you hit a skill check, it will do plus 15% progress bonus, and that's for each token. So essentially, it's a weird perk to explain. But basically, you're healing people. It starts off shit, but the more you heal people and hit skill checks, then eventually you'll be able to heal people in like 2 seconds. And also, you can't use a medkit while using this. It's hard to explain, and I'm sorry about that. It is a weird one, but essentially, yeah, you heal survivors, and then the more you do it, it'll basically get faster and near instant, basically. So obviously for that it's good, but the problem with this perk is that you need to hit skill checks for it, and skill checks are not very consistent. And for the first 3 tokens, it won't give you progress. It will take progress, but then obviously it will get better. But you have to hit skill checks. Also, if you're not healing survivors very much, or if survivors aren't getting injured very often, or they get healed by other people, then you won't have a chance to even use this perk, so it won't do anything. So it's an annoying one to activate, I guess, and it takes a lot of like little things to match up. But like I said, if you do, the healing is very quick and it's very fucking good. So it's okay one. Next up we have Borrowed Time, which is a bill perk, and this one is going to be getting changed soon because this perk essentially is going to be base kit for all survivors. Right now it has so survivors during a hook gain the endurance status effect for 8 seconds, and with the PTB and mid-chapter update, they're going to plan to have Borrowed Time and this effect in general just be base kit. It just have it so that just happens every time you unhook someone. You don't need the perk for it. The perk will just basically increase the duration, sorry, of the endurance status effect. So basically, I'm trying to say this perk's very good. This is a very popular meta survivor perk, and it won't be doing a whole lot in the coming weeks. But for now, yes, it's very good. So get it if you don't already have it, because it's very good and very, very strong, very useful, and very much appreciated by the rest of us. Next up, we have Deathbound, which is a executioner perk, and I feel like this one was quite recent. I kind of remember talking about this one a while ago, but basically, survivors who heal a health state of each other when they're at least 32 meters away from you will scream, revealing their location and activating Deathbound. And while it's active, if they go further than 16 meters apart, they will suffer from Oblivious until the duration ends. So it's basically punishing them for healing far away, and then if they split up, they will become oblivious until the duration ends. So I feel like it's okay. I think this perk is just kind of struggles with like the lethality of it, because being oblivious, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's good in some situations, but it depends how long they're with the other survivor. Because if they also stick with the other survivor, because it does tell them that they have Deathbound applied. So, I guess you could say that they would just stick together, but that doesn't always happen. Like, the few times I've played it against this perk, we always just split up and nothing really happens from it. So I kind of get the thing with, like, the screaming, so it tells you that, like, oh, they've just healed and, like, they're gonna be vulnerable. But I don't know, I feel just like the Oblivious part just kind of falls flat, because Oblivious is just a bit meh. Obviously it can be good in some situations, but it's like if you're in a chase with someone else and this perk goes off, you're in a chase. You're not going to just split up just to go follow a scream that was like, across the map in the corner. So I don't know. Maybe if they had it so, well, I don't know. I would just change Oblivious, I think. I mean, like I said with the thing before, if you're distracted doing something and this perk goes off, if you don't see where the scream is, or if you're just too occupied, then it doesn't really matter. Maybe have it so like it's exposed instead. If they split up, they become exposed. I think that would be more lethal and more like it would try and promote them to stay close together. And also, yeah, even if they do stay close together, that's bad because they can do gens together and stuff. And if they split up, they can do separate gens. So, yeah, lose-lose. Finally, we have Hex Retribution, which is a Deathslinger perk, and I love this perk. This is one of my favorite perks to use. I just love it. I just love it. So, the first part everyone forgets about, which has, so if survivors cleanse dull totems or a Hex totem, they'll become oblivious for 35 seconds. But the main part is if any Hex totem is removed from the trial, including Retribution, the auras of all survivors are revealed for 15 seconds. So basically, the main thing to do with this is to combine it with other Hex perks, because no matter what, as long as Retribution stays up, and again, even if Retribution is destroyed, it will basically just give you free map information for 15 seconds. It used to be 10, but they have buffed it semi-recently. So, you know, you can use this with anything, really. This is a good, like, Hex defense perk, because if this one gets destroyed first, then you get the aura of information. But if not, then, you know, you lose that perk, but also you get aura reveals. So if they cleanse all the Hex totems, then, you know, you get at least two 15-second aura reveals, which, you know, depending on what state the match is in, that can be really good and really helpful. So I personally like to use this with Undying because it will make them think that I've got like Devour or something. Even though Undying is literally just there to give me another Hex totem to get aura reveals off. Like, I want them to cleanse it, you know what I mean? So that also is a thing. It's like you kind of have to use some of the Hex perk, because if not, then you'll only get the one aura reveal, and it's basically just a totem that's there to be destroyed. So you can't really do much with it. So yeah, but despite all that, I do love this perk. I just love using this with, like, yeah, obviously I do use it with like Ruin or Devour sometimes, but sometimes mainly I just use it for dying, just so, you know, they think that I have like a really lethal Hex perk, but it's not. Just getting me my aura reveals basically. Which ones do I think you buy? I think you should get Bar of Time, because I think for the next few weeks it will be intact like this, and then in the mid chapter it will not really do a whole lot, because this perk, like I said, this perk is literally just going to be built in, essentially. It's going to have it so when you unhook survivors, they'll get endurance and boost speed, the haste status effect. And Bar of Time, all it will do is just increase that endurance and haste status effect for, like, I don't know, maybe 5 extra seconds, I think. I don't know. So this will basically just be built in a couple of weeks, so I would say maybe just use it while you can, I guess, but wouldn't worry too much about it. And then I would say Retribution, because Deathslinger has Deadman Switch, which, yeah, is pretty strong right now, but also has Gearhead, which is not. So I think this is a good, like, balance. For this is my favorite of Deathslinger's perks, and also one of my favorite, well, I'd say favorite killer perks, and also just favorite perks in the game. I just think it's neat. And the other two, I think Auto Didact, I do like this perk, but I know it is, like, annoying and, like, hard to, like, activate and get it to do shit. So I do get it from that sense as well, but that's just me. I quite like it, but I know not everyone will and want to, you know, spend the trial just healing people. So guys, that'll do from me. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found this useful, and I'll see you in the next one.